All right, there was our rice. Rice is done. Yeah, stew is done here. Potatoes are pretty big. I might have to cut them up some. But this is actually a chicken gizzard stew. I use chicken gizzards. There's my ice machine. And I gotta make my tea here, so I'll probably do that. Y'all, she's like, what I really want to get off my chest today is like Dimitri Wiley say, I want to get this off my chest. Cause it's literally sitting there. So in my last vlog, I talked about access and access denied. Right? I said I heard that in my spirit. In the last vlog towards the end, I kind of did some typing. So I typed the end of that vlog, as you guys saw. It was words on the screen. Stop. So I wanted to connect the dots from that vlog to my thoughts now. Like I said, my last vlog, it said access and access denied. Those are the two words, and I'm like very contradicting. I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding God. I'm not understanding at all. I was able to break the access and the access denied situation down into three parts. Okay, so there's three reasons that God will give us access and then deny us access to whatever he give us access to, right? That could be different things. Access to people, access to jobs, access to relationships, access to thought processes, access to whatever he didn't give you access to. Okay? Hear me out. Follow along. I promise you'll understand towards the end. So I knocked that down to three reasons. So the very first one, there's three. So the first one is negative access. Second one is positive access. And third is mishandling that access. On the first one, the negative access, and then access denied, right? So sometimes God will give us access to negative situations or allow us. So when I say God, he allows, when we approach it, he allows it. Um, Sometimes God will allow us negative access. And what do I mean by that? God will allow us to be a part of a negative situation. Negativity is on every level of success. Whatever success looks like to you, negativity is there. What the old people say, new devil, new level, new level, new devil. You got the smaller devils. And then the more you go up and up and up, the devils get bigger, wiser, more powerful. So I think sometimes God allows us access to negative situations to build up our resistance against negative situations, because negative situations are always going to be there. We have to learn how to not crash out when things don't go our way. We have to learn how to accept no. We have to learn how to maneuver through negative situations. And so that's why God does allow us access granted to negative situations, because what else will build our stamina for the next level? New level, new devil. Yeah. Second reason, positive access. God will allow access to positive situations, positive people, stuff that seems to be too good to be true. Great situations. But why would he deny us that? Why would he deny access? Access granted and then access denied with those positive situations, right? Why would he deny access to positive situations? Because that situation that he allowed us to be in, once again, everything was going good, but is that where you're supposed to be? Because sometimes everything can look great, For example, you can have this good person, it's a man of God, a woman of God, a awesome person. They check off a lot of your boxes. But is that your person? Is that who is in alignment with where you're going? Positive access. God will allow us access to certain positive situations. Why? Because, once again, a preview of what's to come. Maybe God allowed you to experience that person who didn't do you any wrong. You didn't do them any wrong. He allowed you access to that person to soften your heart, to say, hey, there are good people out here, or hey, there are healthy places to work, or hey, there's positivity out here. He can try to open up your eyes to that and allow access. Then access denied, it's like, oh, it's not where you were meant to be. Although it was good, it was great. Or maybe your time there is up. I only needed you there to see that there are good men out there, that there are good women out there, that there are good business partners out there. There's good here. Last reason, last point that I have. The third one is mishandling that access. My third one is we can mishandle what God gives us access to. Now, let's say certain situations, relationships, whatever there is that God has for you. We get it. He gives it to us. We can self sabotage. We can mess things up. We have free will. We are a human being. We can mess things up. And that's why now I really and truly don't believe. Now I really and truly don't believe that there's just one person out here for you, because that one person cannot go towards their healing. They cannot do the necessary steps in order to receive you if you're ready. Let's talk marriage. That's just an example. What if God says you're supposed to be married, and he shows you the person that you're supposed to be with? But what if that person is not doing what they're supposed to do within their self journey and their spiritual journey? They're not doing what they're supposed to do to connect with you, to connect to whatever it is God has for them. They're not doing it. They're staying stagnant. They're not going to get help. They're not seeking healing for whatever traumas that they went through. They're not doing it. God can say, "I, you ain't time up, move around. I'm gonna raise somebody else up to do it." And y'all, that's with anything, not just relationships. There's an idea that God then downloaded into your head. There's a business idea. There's God told you to go do this for that person, or God told you to do this. You don't do it, he's gonna raise somebody up to do it. In the end, allow you to watch and say, "Oh, well, I had the idea, but did you go forward with it? Did you go forward with it? You didn't." So you get to watch, and y'all, and I'm talking to myself now. Now, there's so many business ideas, innovative ones out there that I didn't go follow through with. I made up excuses over and over on why I couldn't. When all you need is for God to give you a yes and you run towards it, don't worry about money and stuff. You get to sit back and watch other people live out what God had downloaded to you first. Yeah. And they can go with relationships stuff too. So God can say, you know what? You ain't even trying. Move. Move. That doesn't call God a liar if he shows you that that was your spouse. But if spouse ain't spousing, spouse ain't a spouse before he come in a picture, spouse ain't moving, in isolating himself from temptation and not jumping in the bed with every woman and whoever coming, whoever got a vagina. If spouse ain't trying, if spouse ain't trying, if spouse ain't spousing right now, before he become a spouse, they go for women too. Then Move around. Move around. God gonna say move around. And God gonna raise up somebody else who's willing. He gave you the chance. Why he gave you the chance? Y'all, it is stuff we sit up and we pray for, we fast over, and God grants it, access granted, and then we play in his face with it later for whatever reasons. And have our reasons on why we playing. And he'd be like, oh, stop, move around. Move around. I get somebody else to do it. Move around. Move. Move. And that's how other situations end up. And that's how you end up watching somebody else with your blessing. And that's the part that I don't get. Because people pray for stuff. Lord have mercy. And I can speak because I've been that person. You can pray and pray and pray and fast and cry and say, God, I'm ready. And really prep yourself to be ready. The moment he give us something, we mishandle it. We have to ask God, once he grants us what's meant for us, we have to ask him to give us the ability to treat it right. To whom much is given, much is tested. Whom much is given, much is required. You got to do everything in your power to handle what God gave you with care. Stuff that you've been praying for now. Even prayers you forgot that you prayed and God didn't granted it to you. And you get up and you mishandle it. That ain't a slap in whatever that is face. That's a slap in God's face at that point, you know? And then we have to sit up and watch God take that blessing from you and hand it somewhere else. And then you get to watch somebody else live the dream that God said was for you. And it's never too late. You can go back and say, you know what, God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The next time you give me what I've been praying for and asking you for, the next time you give it to me, I promise I won't do it again. And he'll give you another chance. But it won't be that blessing. It won't be that one. Because that one's gone. It's given away. It's done. The things that God has blessed me with, some of the things he's blessed me with, and I know for a fact I've prayed and I cried and I fasted over. I thank God he's gave me the ability to handle it well and to handle it with grace and handle it with kindness and love on the position. I thank God for that. Because a lot of it's, like I said, you're God's favorite and God give you everything that you ask for. But you mishandle it. So then now your trauma talk and your trauma saying, was this even real from the jump? Because it's gone now. Oh, well, I mean, it was, but that was up to you. That was up to you. So there's that. But God is good. And I do want to say this, which is going to lead me into my next vlog. We all have a superpower, and I call it a superpower. What is that one thing that God has given you that propels you each time? That propels you out of what you're in each time? What is that one thing? My superpower is adapting. It's one of my superpowers, adapting. And what do I mean by that? You can take me anywhere. You can take me in some of the most uncomfortable rooms, and I still can make myself feel at home all by myself. You could take me anywhere, and I can make anything out of a home. Where I'm standing is home. Because I got things inside of me that nobody can take from me. It comes with me everywhere I go. Nobody can take that from me. And I think that stemmed from, in the physical sense, me being a military kid, going everywhere. At first it was hard. Uprooting, planting and uprooting, planting and uprooting, planting and uprooting. But I'm thankful now because that became my mentality. And God needs people that don't mind uprooting when He says to uproot. How can He use you if you're scared to be uprooted? If you are stable all the time, you're looking for stability, how can He use you? The people that quit their job just to do 24/7 what God tells them needs to be done, they get up every day listening, working for God, they call it. You got to have that power of, oh, I can adapt, I can go anywhere and not be homesick because it's here. I genuinely can do that, y'all. And I like that about myself. So some people tend to look at it as a bad thing, like, oh, being uprooted, it's not fair. As far as military kids, they have to be uprooted all the time. That's the power that they have now as adults. Um, no place is unfamiliar to you because God is with you everywhere. I'm in a season, and some people are in a season of you got to know how to uproot, pivot. You got to know how to do all of that and not get content with being a certain way. Know that in this spiritual journey, it's always going to be changes. Always. Some fast paced, some slow paced. There's going to be changes. You have to be ready for them. What is your superpower? Do you have one? Leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear.